Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great weekend. This is Anthony Pietrobono here, online coach, body composition specialist, and online fitness author. I just want to talk today about the body fat set point theory and why dieting actually may be making you fatter. So there's something called the body fat set point theory. This is essentially where it's a range of where our bodies feel comfortable within a specific range of body fat. So personally, I've always grown up a little bit skinnier, so my body fat likes to stay around anywhere from 10 to 15%. Anywhere outside of that 10 to 15% body fat range, it's very challenging and very difficult for myself to actually get to because my body's used to and wants to stay around that certain range. Now, leptin plays a huge role in regulating this. So leptin is a hunger hormone, and this is what makes us feel satisfied when we overeat consistently. So someone who's been overweight their entire life, if they're a male, then their body fat set point may be around 20 to 25% body fat. And whenever they try to dip below 20% body fat, their leptin decreases, and this increases their hunger, and it makes them very challenging to actually go ahead and lose more body fat. So it's very important that we are aware of the body fat set point theory. And now the question becomes, is it possible to change our body fat set point? And this is controversial, but I really do believe it is. So basically, I've witnessed this with clients. If we spend a significant amount of time away from our set point, and we hold that for 1, 2, 3 years, then that can become our new body fat set point. So this is what's very interesting. Now, when we diet down, if we diet down, we get to whatever our goal is, then what can happen is our leptin is very low. Our leptin is continuously decreasing as we are decreasing our food, and our metabolic rate also decreases with that. Now, when we get down to our main goal, body fat, then we're gonna be feeling extremely ravenous and hungry. We're gonna feel like we're not able to actually feel satisfied, and it's very easy to binge. Now, if you go on this binge eating cycle, this is where it gets interesting. If you consistently binge, then you actually can start to create new fat cells. So typically, we have the same number of fat cells within our body. They just get larger and smaller when we gain body fat or lose body fat. But what can happen is if we actually drastically overeat, when our metabolism is low and we do this sort of binge eating, we can actually create new fat cells within our body. And if we do that, then it's much more challenging because now we're gonna have more body fat overall. We have more cells in general, and then they're also gonna be expanding. So now next time we try to lose body fat, it's gonna be more challenging because now we have more fat cells and then they're also increased. So it's very important to be sure that when we diet, it's a sustainable diet. We don't crack and binge and just eat everything in the world because we're at risk of creating new fat cells and making it more challenging for us to actually go ahead and lose body fat in the future. So that's just some food for thought. You can be making yourself getting fatter by going on some crazy diets. So anyone who yo-yo diets, you are at risk at making it even more challenging for you to lose body fat later on. So again, be aware and be conscious. Make sure you're not making any drastic decisions, and make sure that you don't go on this binge eating cycle. That's the last thing you need. So if you're able to diet down, you're gonna want to reverse diet slowly increasing your intake. And with that, you're not going to be increasing the amount of fat cells you have. So it's gonna be even easier for you to get down to that same body fat if you actually reverse diet properly and don't go into that binge eating cycle. So again, if you want to change your body fat set point, you're going to want to spend more time away from that set point. Now, the scary thing is this works in the opposite direction as well. So if you consistently overeat and you're up to a new higher body fat than you're not used to, you're going to notice that your leptin level is going to be increasing a lot, and you're not going to feel hungry whatsoever in that higher body fat range. So it's going to be more challenging outside of your set point. But again, if you hold that and you fight that and you just overeat anyways for a prolonged period of time, like 1 to 2 years, that can become your new set point. And then it's much more challenging to drop below that body fat percentage. So just some food for thought, guys. Make sure you're not falling into any binge eating cycle after your fat loss phase, because you're making it much more challenging for you to lose body fat in the future.